Hello everybody, today we have got one more, and this time this is the last of the series of 4 match that we're playing with Matt. This is a casual Atlantic match, and I'm playing my Tron deck and Matt plays his mono black deck. So I start with Mishra's Factory and Matt begins with Will-O-the-Wisp. As usual, I have to remind you that the deck that I'm playing has got a deck tech video, and in case you haven't seen it yet, there's a link in the description. And speaking of the deck that Matt is playing, we're going to talk about it after the video. There's going to be a deck pick and a deck discussion. So I have attacked with my Mishra, also played Hammer Helm. Matt destroyed my Mishra with Sinkhole, and as you can see, he also has got Will-O-the-Wisp. And I have got my Desert. And afterwards I play Allopile, and Matt begins his turn. 3 black mana. And with that he casts Underworld Dreams, an incredibly powerful card, one of my favorite enchantments. You have seen it in action if you have watched my video where I played it in my Draw 7 deck, Underworld Dreams combo. And I'm also casting Candelabra of Tallness, which is an amazing card. As you know, it lets you untap a land or X lands if you pay X and tap this artifact. Incredibly powerful, expensive, unusual, and overall just a great card. So Matt casts him to Torak. This is an Atlantic deck, and I'm discarding 2 of my cards at random. So as you can see, my deck is also an Atlantic one because I've got Fallen Empires, Allopile. So I discard Shapeshifter and Triskelion. So that was a good hit, definitely, on Matt's part. And I'm playing Teleria, a card that removes banding. So as you can see, as I've said, this deck is a colorless deck, so we only have got artifacts. But this let me put some extra legendary lands, why not? So I can use them without any drawbacks, so to say. And Matt destroys 1 more of my lands. This time this is the Tron land, Urza's Tower. And I play 1 more Urza land. And the problem is that I cannot really deal with Underworld Dreams, so my only hope is to be able to cast something powerful, some big robot. But here is another clock. Here's another timer, so the clock starts ticking even faster. So it's 2 damage per turn for me. I must do something fast. I play Mishra's Factory and pass to Matt. He still has got his Will-O-the-Wisp. And it's not that I'm really afraid of Will-O-the-Wisp, because there was some window where I could have just sacrificed my Allopile, but Matt has got a lot of land destruction, so he also destroys my Mishra's Factory. I lose 2 life. And for 3 mana I play Urza's Smiter. Urza's Smiter, also quite an obscure card from Antiquities. For 3 mana activation cost, you can use it and draw a card when an artifact you have got is destroyed. So this of course doesn't work when you sacrifice something, but this is a nice effect that allows for compensation for a destroyed card. Essentially it's like Jam the Toe, which is a bit cheaper and also conditional. But Matt plays Evil Eye of Orn by Gore, our powerful card, really favorite of many people, myself included. I couldn't resist getting a playset. 3/6, cannot be blocked except by walls, and no creatures except Evil Eyes can attack. So that's definitely incredibly powerful. So for 5 mana, this is this big eye, and Matt attacks me with it for 3 and also casts Will-O-the-Wisp. So things are getting even tougher for me. I just pass. So now we have got a 5 damage timer per turn, and also there is Howling Mine, so 3 damage to me, and I draw 2 cards, losing 4 life, and that's it for game 1. Quite a fast one, as you can see. And Evil Eye, definitely an amazing card. We're just talking about it, how fun it is, how iconic it is in many ways, of course. So just a nice card. By the way, you know that there was a Time Spiral card, also Evil Eye, but a different one. So in game 2, I of course choose to start to play first. I play Mishra's Factory. Matt plays a Swamp, so no crazy fast starts from any of us, and I use my Strip Mine, hoping to slow Matt down a little bit. He plays one more Swamp, and I play another Mishra, which allows me to attack, but instead I decide to go for mana acceleration, and I get a Rock Felver Stone, that is. So Matt destroys one of my lands. So it was probably a good call on my side, because I definitely want to have a lot of mana. Most of good cards that I have are 6 mana cost, actually. They have got mana cost of 6. These are not only the famous robots that are included in the Tron deck, but also some more janky and fun cards. So Matt plays the cards that I always find very difficult to deal with. Underworld Dreams, I lose 1 life, but also I've got 1 more rock. So I'm out of mana, but I'm able to attack for 2. You of course know that we shouldn't underestimate Mishra's Factory. We all know how powerful it is. There are so many decks that only rely on this one. It doesn't die to any removal, basically, right? Any sorcery removal cannot deal with it, and no enchantments can be casted, so it's a difficult card to deal with. But Matt casts Cyclopean Tomb. Cyclopean Tomb, as you know, can be activated during upkeep to turn 1 land into a swamp. So I decide to go for mana acceleration plan, decide to stick to it, and for 3 mana I play Basalt Monolith, which doesn't do any crazy things because I don't have Power Artifact in this deck, but it just allows me to once cast something big, and remember I need 6 mana. But Matt plays Howling Mine and 1 more Howling Mine, which means a lot of damage to me, and there's also Will-o'-the-Wisp. So that's going to be 3 damage to me, but hopefully I will be able to cast something big, drawing 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And with that, I'm playing one of the Tron lands, doesn't really matter which one. This is a tower, but I'm really far from doing that. So for 6 mana, I cast Trike, and I immediately get rid of Will-o'-the-Wisp, while Matt doesn't have any mana to regenerate it. And with that I pass. I cannot really attack with Mishra now. Matt draws 3 cards. And afterwards he sinkholes my Mishra, which I think is a reasonable thing to do here, definitely. And then he casts Demonic Tutor. There are a lot of powerful things to look for in this deck. And while Matt is looking for the card that he needs in this particular situation against me, I'm just untapping my Basalt Monolith, paying 3 mana. My Triskelion is not that big. He is only 3/3 now. And I also am able to cast, or rather play, Urza's Mine. Afterwards, for 4 mana, I've got Juggernaut. Now that's something, even though I don't have a lot of turns left. with 3 damage every turn, I will be able to swing for 9 in case Matt doesn't stop me. But let's see what is going to be the card that Matt got of Demonic Tutor. And also there are 3 more cards, as you can see. So Matt says that he's not going to activate Cyclopean Tomb. And with 6 mana there are quite a lot of things that can be done in a mono black deck. So there's also Dark Ritual, and 1 more Underworld Dreams. And if that wasn't enough, there's also the Evil Eye that can easily kill my Juggernaut that is going to attack next turn. So what I'm doing is untapping, and as you can see I'm going to receive 4 damage, or rather 6, of course, 6 damage, and I'm very close to dying, but at least I'm going to try and do something before I die next turn. So there is a pile, not going to help me actually. So what I'm doing is attacking with Juggernaut. I also use Elopile to kill Evil Eye, and then during the upkeep Matt activates the ability of Cyclopean Tomb, turning my land into swamp, but it doesn't matter because next turn I'm going to lose. So there you go, another very fast-paced match, which is again, as I say, good for a change, because you will definitely see a lot of very slow matches. There will be some singleton events, there will be some other matchups, but in this one we tried to make it fun and interactive in some way, but not controlly, so to say. So let's take a look at Matt's deck. We have got a lot of swamps, 22 swamps. There is also 1 copy of Urborg, Dark Rituals, that is a solid mana base, and since it is a fun casual deck just like mine, we don't have any sideboard, but we have got 4 Evil Eyes in all of their glory, and as you can see there are no other attackers, there are just the Will of the Wisps, but they of course have a much more protective defensive role, so to say. In addition to that, we have got incredibly important cards, which are Underworld Dreams, also 4 drain lives that of course can gain some life, they can act as a finisher, they can act as a removal, and in this deck they work very well. There isn't even any colorless source of mana, not even Mishra, so definitely a great card, works very well here. I just love looking at the deck lists that contain 4 of each. Well, it's not 4 of each, but as you can see, most of the cards here are in a playset. And for me, this is the intuitive way to build a deck. This is how I like to build the decks. This is not necessarily the optimal way, but this is the best way to reinforce the theme, definitely. And that's why I like looking at such deck lists. If you look at some tournament deck lists, of course you've got a lot of restricted cards, you've got a lot of cards that might be worth it. It might be worth to, I don't know, have 2 or 3 copies of this card, depending on the mana cost and so on and so forth. But if you just look at the cards when you have got 4 of them, it's just more fun, more reinforced theme, as I have said. So I really like this. So we've got 4 Howling Mines. Of course, Howling Mines help the synergy. As you can see, there's also Relic Barrier. There are 2 copies of Relic Barrier, so that Matt is able to switch off the Howling Mine in order not to let his opponent draw too many cards. And also, of course, it acts as some kind of a preventive measure against your opponent's powerful artifact breaches or some other cards. There are also 4 Hymn to Thorax and They are all in different arts. I know that many people like the wolf art most of all and try to go for 4 of the wolf art hymns, but I also believe that variety here is more fun. And there are also 4 sinkholes, which are definitely very powerful and good in this particular matchup. And in addition to that, we've got Cyclopean Tomb that you have already seen. It also acts as a pseudo land removal, making your opponent's less useful. Such a flavorful card, I absolutely love it. And there is also, of course, the Demonic Tutor. As you can see, there is no Mind Twist, you know, no of these cards, and you know, those that you see in the tournament usually. And of course, Demonic Tutor is here just to again reinforce the theme and make sure that the combo works. And finally, there is the Chaos Orb, our ultimate removal, our special old school poster child in many ways. So there you go. This is Matt's deck, and thank you for watching this video. Thank you, Matt, in case you're watching this, for playing these series with me. And there will be plenty more gameplay videos, so stay tuned for that. And once again, in case you haven't seen my own deck tech video for this fun, casual Tron deck, you can click the link in the description. So stay tuned for more, and I will see you soon. Bye.